big kicker that I really want to talk about is the new trade center. And we're very excited. So outside of the organization of everything, outside the look and feel of everything, outside the searchability, functionality, this trade center is really, really cool. Couple things. It will kind of, if you're in an active course, like here, I'm on step 3 of find and analyze potential trades of the 7-step system. So it tells me exactly where I'm at within that system, reminds me to continue the lesson, has the news right under here, has the reports over here, your recommended readings of latest post, obviously the calendar of upcoming events. I really like this one too. Every time we tweet, the latest tweet we put up there, like I put one 5 minutes before the coaches show started, and that was Pro Tackle Traders. Coach show starts in 5 minutes. So if you're not following that, that's going to be there as well. But here, if you look at here, and this is where what we really want to focus on, the daily routine. The daily routine that we go through is so very, very important. And when you talk about the daily routine, you know, there's certain things that we do on a daily basis. And many of you have probably watched the video that I did on daily routine, where you have these 6-step process on daily routine. And part of the process was we got to go check the news over at this website, and we got to go check the economic calendar over here at this website. Then we got to go check the heat map over there at this website. Then we have to go, you know, it was a lot of different things, a lot of different websites we have to go to. And now we got one place where we can kind of do it all. So what I want to focus on right now, guys, is just showing you how to do your daily routine within the trade center itself. Now, first and foremost, the first thing you want to do, and I want everybody to write this down, you need to check the news. Everybody write that down. You need to check the news. That's the first thing that we do as investors. We check the news. Now, unlike going out there to 1,000 other places and all these different news, what we're going to do is we're going to read Donald's social media. Yeah, I don't know if that's checking the news, but we can talk about that later, Franco. So instead of going out to different sources, what we have is we have that morning market recap, right, or the morning market report. Yes, it does count. I Twitter all the time there, Angelo. So in terms of that morning market report, you know, Hector, and you guys know Hector. I did a Facebook Live with him the other day to kind of introduce him to you guys. Hector does a wonderful job of putting together this morning market report. And so if you'll come over here to reports, you can just go to morning market report. You can also click on market reports over here in the trade center, as well. There's all your Forex and your stock and your options reports. But if you'll click on the morning market report, and yes, Sari, thank you so much for saying that, because Hector does such a wonderful job, guys. If you are not reading this morning market report, in literally 5-6 minutes, you know exactly what is happening in the entire marketplace. And yes, he does wake up very, very early, no doubt about that. So you kind of have a list of summary of events. Then you have the economic calendar here, economic news, major index news, gives you a chart of everything that he's looking at in terms of the market, from the market indexes to the volatility to commodities, all these commodity charts to the different sectors and the different sector charts, literally in 5, 6, 7 minutes, guys. And that's another thing you'll see in the new website. It literally tells you how long every one of these things takes. In terms, this says 16 minutes, but it's more like 5 to 6 minutes if you take out the video and whatnot. But this puts a lot of effort into it. Tim, go ahead.
You know, when it tells me how long it's supposed to take me to read it, and I always read it longer, is that a reflection on me? Do I need to speed up how quick I read?
I think it's a reflection on the quality of the writer. I think that's what the reflection is.
Your lips
and there's no doubt about that. But step one, guys, we're going to go with the morning market report. Sometimes they do. I've seen them read. Okay, so in terms of this, and that's okay, Adi. If it takes you more time to go through everything, that there's nothing wrong with that. But the beautiful thing is, this replaces us from going out and checking all of the different news sources, all the different economic calendars, all the different charts we'd have to go through in terms of looking at, you know, in just one thing. You're looking at the sectors, you're looking at the commodities, you're looking at the individual indexes out there, you're looking at volatility, and all of this is just in one report, guys, right? Just all of it's just in one report. Now, after that, though, in terms of watching that report, the next thing you do, and I want everybody to write this down, okay? Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. We're just trying to match the effort that you put out there in life itself, Steve. You're the bomb. Now, in terms of this, guys, the next thing I want you to write down is I want you to write down heat map. Write down the heat map. That's the second thing we want to look at is the heat map. So if I go back down over to the Trade Center here, okay, if I go back over here to the Trade Center and I click on Market Skyline, okay, if you click on the Market Skyline, well, I got to click it here. If I click on the Market Skyline, that's going to bring up a heat map, all right? Now, in terms of the heat map, okay, you can kind of see and this is really cool in one place too. Look at this: S&P, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, VIX, the Euro Stock Index getting beat up a little bit today. The Russell 2000. Oh, by the way, who here is very happy that the Russell 2000 went down quite a bit today? Is anybody else really happy? It's about time, right?
I am.
Woo! It's about time.
It's about time.
I had like 2 different bear calls on that, just waiting. It was really, watch it come right back up tomorrow. But, I better not say anything else. Loved it coming back down, no doubt about that. But all the sectors are here, all the commodities are here, all the Forex currencies are here as well. And again, just really, I got 2 of them. I got the 1500 by 1510 and I got the 1570 by 1580 in different, one expires in November and another one expires in December. All right, but I want to look at the heat map here, guys. Now, many of you are familiar with heat maps, obviously, but what we use heat maps for is really just to get the lay of the land, right? We just want to kind of see exactly what's going on. Your 1540 by 1550 is golden, Anshul. Golden, okay? But now we're looking at the heat map here, and when I'm looking at this heat map, guys, I'm really kind of looking at a situation where I'm like, okay, financials got beat up a little bit today, services got beat up a little bit today, consumer goods, utilities, all doing good. Now, I want to bring in the coaches here very quickly, and I just want to get their take on it. First of all, let's bring in Tim. Everybody say hello to Tim.
Hey, guys.
Awesome. Okay, now, Tim, we've been looking at heat maps for a very long time. What is just one pro tip you can give, and I'm going to ask Noah this as well, what is one pro tip you can give our amazing students that how they can read this information?
Well, one of the first things I would do is teach you that you can look at the different groupings and sectors by finding the titles. One thing I like about the heat map, Matt, is it's such a quick picture of the performance in the market. So I can look up on the top left and realize that's technology, and kind of see what the performance is. Whether I have a 1 day, a 1 week, a 1 month, there's different reasons to change what you're measuring on a heat map, but acknowledge the groupings because that's quick information about sector rotation and where the money's coming in and where it's going out in the different groupings.
Okay, so if I'm looking, and I'm going to ask the class this, guys, if I'm looking to short a stock tomorrow, what sector stands out to you guys that I should start looking in? Yeah, it's financials, right? I mean, financials got beat up really bad. Now, if the financial sector by itself, and we'll just look at the financial sector here, if the financial sector, look at that big old red candle. Right? And what do we know about big old red candles? What do big old red candles have a tendency to do? What do they have big red candles? They have a tendency to continue to move in the direction of the candle. Okay? Continue to move in the direction of the candle until a smaller candle. Now, obviously, financial sector is still bullish, right? I mean, there's nothing that happened today that changed the momentum of the financial sector. However, maybe there's individual stocks within the financial sector that I want to look at in terms of, looking at potentially finding a stock that is in that sector that's in a nice little bearish downtrend. So if I'm coming back to the heat map and I look at some of these stocks here, I'm looking at bullish uptrend, bullish uptrend, bullish uptrend, bullish uptrend, CMA, and I'm just going to write down some stocks here. So CMA. And then if I'm looking at investment groups here, you're looking at, and I'm just looking at the line chart here on some of these stocks that got beat up a little bit today. So let's scroll down here. Let's go back to regional Midwest banks. So HBAN got beat up a little bit today. KeyCorp, which is on the tackle 25, is sitting at a support level. If I'm looking at some of the asset management firms, you know, BEN, and I'm just writing some stocks that look potentially in a bearish downtrend. So the reason I kind of like this, guys, and I know it's kind of hard to see because it's not a detailed chart, but even on a line chart, if you kind of understand what to look for, even on a line chart, can you kind of see the pattern? What do you guys think? Yeah. Even on a line chart, you can kind of see that pattern, and so that gives you an idea to kind of go look at a few more different stocks out there. So in looking at, for example, CMA kind of coming down a little bit, but still in a bullish uptrend. Looking at HBAN, okay, here's one. Here's one for example. First and foremost, we had a reversal pattern, right? We have a reversal pattern. Left shoulder head, right shoulder. We have a breaking of support. It broke underneath the support level. It's breaking underneath the 50-day moving average. What's the most likely scenario in the immediate future for this stock? Yeah, so it goes down, right? So and that would be my take as well. So here's another one, KeyCorp, setting at a support level. If that breaks down tomorrow, that could be, and missed earnings too, thank you for that. And that could be confirmation to the downside. If it breaks, then we have BEN that we looked off the heat map. Now this is an interesting little one. Not only did it kind of retrace back up into resistance, but now it has confirmation on a breaking of another support level. That is that's Ben Franklin. That has a tendency to go down from there. And then we have TROW, and here's what I like about TROW. It's set a lower high right here, excuse me, a higher low right there. But now it's starting to show a little bit of weakness on the downside, bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. So just by looking at this heat map, guys, going through our daily routine, did I just get 2 or 3 ideas that I could go research to potentially make some trades to make some money? Absolutely, absolutely.